tarot people. This is another sensitive topic special episode. I wanted to say because I don't normally like to make a whole lot of comments about social commentary or big explosive news items, besides making people aware of things that are going on in the world, like the refugees from Syria coming into Europe. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. Hopefully a lot of people. I know it's really hard to pay attention to all the things going on in this world, because a lot of times there's just so much tragedy and so many things that are so awful that it makes it so difficult to even focus on being in this world and doing your things that you have to do to make money and pay rent and try and succeed in life. But I did want to talk about this one issue because it's really close to my heart in a sense, because I have struggled with eating disorders my whole life, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Of all the people I've read and saw and talked to online, not so much talked to, but just kind of read through the commentary about Nicole Arbour's Dear Fat People video. First of all, way to be a jerk. Wow. And then second of all, Nicole Arbour, I'm so sorry you feel so terrible about your own body that you have to project this out onto other people and have to make all these terrible assumptions about how to lose weight, when clearly you don't understand that everybody's body is different biomechanically, and that not everybody is going to be a tiny little waif. Like, you apparently believe that's what we should be with your own representation of the body. And I don't want to come off trying to shame you, because I understand that pain. I used to be someone who has shamed fat people, not overtly like you have, but in my own head and with people I've talked to. And it's not me though, and it's not you. It's our culture that we've grown up in. This standard of beauty is so awful to tell us who is supposed to be attractive and who is not attractive, and it's because of this stereotypical ideal shape that a woman is supposed to be. And people, women mostly, spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to look like this specific ideal, which is so infuriating because it doesn't even matter. The body is a vessel for our soul. And our soul is really the thing that matters. How we treat other people is what matters. How we go about our daily life, what mindfulness, what purpose do we have? Why are we here? That is the important part. Now, the reason why it hit close to home for me is because I've suffered from anorexia and bulimia, and I've known other people in my life who have suffered from severe eating disorders, so much that they would look at themselves in the mirror. We would all be looking at ourselves in the mirror. This whole situation, all the girls, and everybody's just, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I know it reminisces of Mean Girls, but that's like, that happens. That happened to me. It's like It's like we never felt good enough within ourselves because of what we were supposed to look like on the outside. And I grew up a Barbie girl. I had Barbies all littered over all this area. Barbie houses, Barbie cars. I love clothes, and I still blame Barbie for that one. But the impossible standard of her body, and how many times they've, proven that it wouldn't even be, biomechanically sound for her to walk. She'd be super tall and top heavy, and she'd have terrible, hip problems. The thing is, we need to stop judging the exterior for personal worth and value, because the outside should be a reflection of the inside. And a lot of times when the outside is so pretty, the inside is very not, because all the energy that you have in your life has been concentrated on making sure that this is socially acceptable to other people, so much that you forgot the inner version of who you are and your purpose. And talking to someone about, life purposes and direction, we have so much inner anger because we are not embracing our true purpose in life. And that is so much indicative of why we are so gung-ho to fight with others, to war with others, to pick up a gun and be aggressive, because we have not settled within our own soul our true meaning for why we are on this planet. People always are, trying to find their passion, trying to find their direction. And sometimes I know, I've wondered, why was I born? Why was I born into this life? And I believe I was born here to help point some of these discrepancies out and to help lead a revolution of understanding the people who are most misunderstood. When I cut off all my hair, it was a really great example of the change, the stigma of not having long hair. Long hair is a coveted beauty, icon. It's women are supposed to have long, beautiful hair, and that is what attracts a man to them, because it's feminine and beautiful. I don't believe that is even true, because we have so many different varieties now of people. We have, masculine women, we have girly girls, we have masculine men, we have effeminate men, and we have somewhere all the way in between. It's all a spectrum of, where you fit in and how you are expressing yourself in a manner that somehow is reflected of the gender that is on the outside. And the reason why we have all the hate crimes against people who are changing their gender, and we still are having hate crimes against gay people, but not as much as it's kind of become more socially acceptable. Gay marriage is more socially acceptable. We have, hatred against people of different races, mostly white people's hatred of other races. But then, there's still always in between. Every race kind of has their own anger towards one another, and it's the exterior. The outside It doesn't even matter. It's like a jelly donut. There's always jelly in the middle. Doesn't matter on the outside. That was probably a bad, you know. But she can compare fat shaming to shopaholics. Then I can compare the outside of a person to a jelly donut. Just saying. So I wanted to take this opportunity to to show you all my new deck. I got a new deck. Thank you, Rita. My a friend's wife gave me. She said the deck never resonated with her, and she's kind of afraid of tarot. And I was like, oh my god, can I have the deck? She's like, yeah, you can have the deck. So see, you make friends with people, and sometimes they'll just give you stuff. And we were having a discussion about androgynism, and and you not feeling like you fit the outside right for the body, the way you want to come across. I don't want to have to always come across as this super feminine woman who is just this seductress trying to, pull men in and make them fall in love with me, because I have better things to do. I have to change the world. That doesn't mean I'm not a woman. That doesn't mean I'm not feminine. But that doesn't mean I'm feminine all the time. And I'm also I know that people say things about me because of how I am, and it's one of those things where the outward appearance of who I am and my personality has been so smushed down by society as well, because for so long women are supposed to be seen, not heard. We are not supposed to have, these wild wants and outbursts, and I'm supposed to be a prim and proper lady. I remember my mom telling me all the time, just act proper, don't act out, and don't be. And it's like, why are you trying to make me something that I don't want to be? That's not who I am. I am me, Frankie Nicole, giving myself my own name, or the Sun Tiger, or the conqueror of the world, or the best massage therapist, and or a wonderful dancer, or there's all these things that I'd rather be qualified as than just a woman. And I know that I've come a long way in my own self-esteem and self-acceptance, because there really was not a whole lot of examples out there. And even then, with all those examples in the world, it was always like, well, but nobody will love her. She can be who she is, but she will never find a mate, because no one will possibly want to put up with this irritating, obnoxious, outlandish, wild person, because that's just not how society wants us to be, and we can't continue on. So all those poor women like me, and because I know I'm not the only one. I'm the only one of me, but there's people like me out there who have probably felt that shaming of their own. And this is a blanketed thing, because shaming comes across all spectrums, not just fat, not just race, not just, disability, or of different, changing your gender or sexual orientation. It's all of it. It's all of it. We are all different. We all have different expressions of ourself, and we've all been shoved into this narrow view of how we are supposed to be. Yes, it's important to be healthy, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. all of it. But telling someone how they're supposed to be via a video like that, with that kind of attitude, is so doing the opposite effect of what a video should do. It should inspire you. It should not make you feel worse. Especially when, like several other YouTubers have pointed out, shaming someone never steps them back into how they're supposed to be. It just makes you feel worse, and it makes you feel depressed and anxious, and you get either to a point where you've eaten all of your feelings and that's where you're at, or that you cut yourself, or that you want to kill yourself, or that you go out and you abuse drugs, or you drink until it's numb. We have many coping mechanisms that we use to try to wash that shame away out of our brain because it's so pervasive. So instead, miss, I would like to see an acceptance video of saying, you are wonderful just the way you are. Please try to be the best you, instead of, oh, lose weight because you're gonna die. That's just, and the thing is, I know, I've been there. I've been that girl, and I've been on the other side. So I know it's not an easy road, but it's a self-awareness, knowing that you don't know everything, and you can't just tell people how it is all the time. I have come to this very staunch conclusion for myself over years and years of somehow being really good or spot on with my intuition, but then also just trying to push it on to other people. A lot of it was I was trying to get people to care about what was going on outside, but you can't force people to care. You can't, and that's the thing, is you have to allow people to be. And when you allow them to be and you accept them and you honor their presence and in your life and what they have to teach you, then you are truly finding the wholeness and the richness in your own life. Violet. So, I'm going to pull some cards from my new deck, because, yay, new deck, about this whole situation and where we can go with that. Because I know a lot of people are very upset, and it's just not a nice thing. It's a terrible thing, like to make people feel worse about something that they already get just weighed down upon in life already is a bully. It's act of being a bully. And I've talked about being a bully. Here she is again. So we have the Empress card yet again. I have definitely been pulling her a lot lately. So you can see this deck is so intricate and beautiful. I love it. She's got that feminine symbol right above her, and the phoenix down there at the bottom. So she's in the upright. And there's also the scales on here. And we have 12 pentacles. She is just this being of creation. She is God, you know? Everyone always thinks the emperor's in charge, but she's the one calling all the shots. He's the lookout. He's the one making sure everything fits into the parameters, but she's the one making all the decisions. So, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven upright. And the Seven of Pentacles in this deck, I love how they have the name stuff at the bottom. So this one is Daughter of the Almighty Ones. Oh, it's backwards. Oh. So here's the Seven of Pentacles. And it's Lord of Success Unfulfilled. So it's things still, you know, growing, cultivating. It's not ready yet, but it's coming. So I know that we have been fighting this battle for a long time, trying to get people to accept other people for their differences, and it's a rough journey, you know, because people always like to turn to humor and to negativity first because it's easy. It's so easy because it's heavy and it's dense, and you don't have to, you don't have to get light for it. You just, you can just sit down in the heaviness and the denseness of it all and just feel good that you were able to make a funny joke, or, you think it's hilarious. And so we have then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And this is the Lord of Harmonious Change. Now, I think that there is definitely harmony that's to be reached, and we are in the process of it being changed. But like I said, there's still work to be done. It's still the process. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is a representative of, a messenger of action. And it talks about being actively charging forward to be that harmonious change that you want to see. They always say to be the change you want to see in the world. And it always comes across really, really, like, I don't know, corny, I want to say, because a lot of people are really used to being realistic and not, wanting to feel like those sayings have any bearings on anything, but they're very much true. And we are creators of our own reality. So if we create the reality where everything is acceptable and we're not judging someone merely by the outside and by who they are and their actions in life, then we can start creating a really, really wonderful existence. I like to do that. I always give people a chance. It's called the trial period. Not a whole lot of people have passed my trial periods. There's been lots of people who definitely have stuck around for a while, but that's far and few between, because I like someone who is not a superficial, shallow person who wants to, who has goals and ambitions and treats other people well. Treats them how they would like to be treated, in a good way, not a bad way. So the punctuation mark, though, so this is bringing it in good. We have the Tower card. So seems like things are going to be coming down off of their haphazard built foundations already. So I mean, I don't know if, what's her name? The gal. I'm not going to repeat her name because I don't, yeah. She might be a fire sign, but, I think it's more about the action involved. Then we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So the Tower, I think, is taking off, and this is the Lord of Oppression. It's taking off a lot of these oppressive forces because it's starting to break apart and starting the dialogue and the discussion of shaming people for not being exactly what we want them to be. Because it's not your life, it's not your choice to decide for someone else what they're supposed to be. We've gone so long doing that, but it's not appropriate anymore because it hurts people. It makes us feel diminished for no other reason other than being who we are supposed to be. If we were supposed to be all the same, you think that things would actually be, so messed up? No. We are supposed to be different. We are supposed to be able to express all of our differences and be happy with our differences because they aid and make the world a better place. And so we have the High Priestess in reverse. And this is all about our intuition and our understanding. And it's in reverse, so it's like we are not quite able to see exactly what we're supposed to, the understanding of it. We can't quite see it. It's still broken apart in this very segmented and and separated manner. The oppression is still, it's oppression against this group, oppression against this group, oppression against this group, and none of them are banding together. There's still a whole lot of infighting. And also, the High Priestess can be a so-called expert who is actually giving really terrible advice, which would represent that woman. She was giving terrible advice, and she's supposedly an expert because she embodies the ideal look that you're supposed to have. And we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So I'll show you these two guys up here too. The Ten of Cups in reverse is to not look for a perfect future. There is an expectation of perfection. There is an expectation of what we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to be in life. And it's all fake. It's false. Be yourself. Be who you are, because that is the most powerful thing you can do. I have made a pact with myself and the universe to be exactly who I'm supposed to be. And damn it, if I haven't been happy every single day doing that. It's not always been easy. I've gotten a lot of flack. I've gotten a lot of people trying to oppress me, to treat me like I'm less than, to put up a big front like they are just so much better than I am and they can exert their power all over me like I'm just some little peon. But no, I know that has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with their need for power and their need to feel better than other people for their own self-identification and identity and confidence. The more you strut around and, have to show the world who you are, the less confident you are in actually being that person who you are. And I just want to say to that, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I know how it feels. I understand where you are and where you're at in your life. And I hope to you that you find out who you need to be in this world to be happy and not take out that anger on other people like me and other people around you. And I'm sure that you would like to stop being that angry, fearful, hurt person inside and be yourself, because that is so much more comfortable and it's so wonderful to just be who you are meant to be. You know, I may, I may never be the thin girl that I always thought I wanted to be, but I love being myself so much now, it doesn't even matter. Because the vibration that I'm putting out there in the world is going to bring all the things that I need in life and all the goodness that I need in life to me. It's like I don't even really have to work that hard at making my life great because of my attitude and my energy being projected out there in that manner is going to help bring all of that to me. So I leave you with that, my dear tarot people. Please, please, please just be the best version of you, regardless of who that person is. And I say goodnight.